Hey man, welcome back to another episode of the High Altitude Show. I'm your host with the most, Dr. BoA, aka Book of AlphaRonomy, also known in certain circles as King Ray Ray. Alright man, this is what we gonna do. We gonna talk about a topic today, man. Folks been asking me about this, man, and I feel like this is the way a man's supposed to live his life in this society when it comes to dealing with these women, man. Ain't but one way you can deal with women in this society, man. And the reality of that is most men ain't living that way, and most men trying to live a life that's been prescribed to them by a society that ain't got no concern with your success, your health, your wealth, or none of that, man. So I was talking about this with one of my OG homies, man, and you know, my OG homies, man, is probably the most thorough nigga. He's a nigga from TV for most of you niggas, man. Like he's a TV personality, man. Like you wouldn't even believe he's real. He's 60 years old, man, and he still got a six-pack and Adonis cuts. I say again, he's 60 years old and he still got a six-pack and Adonis cuts. So I'm talking about a man that's, you wouldn't even believe he exists, man, if you ain't know him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm blessed to have a brother like this, man, in my life and been in my life for a long time, man, to help a young brother, you know, before I found my stripes, man, help a young brother find the direction to go in his life, man. So salute to my big homie, man. You know, that's the only big homie I got, man. Everybody else who's my big homie, I surpassed them. So he the only big homie I got, man. So salute to him. But I was talking to him about this topic, man, and he was saying, hey, man, and he subscribed to me, man. He listens to me. He don't never comment, man, because, I mean, you know, he still got a life that he want to protect the world from, or protect himself from the world, you know, protect that life from the world. So I say this to you, man. Anytime a man has the capacity to benefit your life, man, just by giving you some game, that man is a valuable asset to your life, man. And you got to give that man his respect every time you come across him. Now, I know a lot of boys out here don't have that in their life, man, because they didn't have no father in their life. But let me tell you something. Sometimes God put the fatherly spirit in another man in your life. And every time, he ain't got to be a man that's old enough to be your father. You understand what I'm saying? Because technically speaking, I've got some game from some men, man, who just a couple years older than me. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I ain't never got no game from nobody that was younger than me. But I've always been around OGs. So when you put men around me that's my age, that they ain't gonna be able to really give me no information or no game, because I done got so much game from so many men that's more renowned than they are, and a little bit farther along than they are, hell, a lot bit farther along. So what we gonna talk about today, man, is how to live a pimp life in a square world. Now the first thing I'm gonna do is tell you that in the square world, it's just an imitation of a pimp life. It ain't really a pimp life. You understand? If you put a pimp in the square world, it's child play to him. You understand what I'm saying? If you put a show enough pimp that's been in that game, man, in the square world, these women in the square world are game and they lame, man. Let me tell you something. As soon as I stepped foot in here and decided, man, I'm gonna deal with women in the square world, hey man, I was like, wait a minute. Now these women got to be slow, because I'm used to dealing with women that's fast, man. Some women that got game in them, and these women ain't got no game in them. So I don't even understand how boys be getting caught up in these situations where a woman controlling them when she ain't even got no game. And then I said, you know what? It's a shame. Because if the woman ain't got no game and she can get in the man brain, then the man sure enough ain't got no game. You understand what I'm saying? So let me tell you like this here. When you ask yourself something like this, how can a square man, a lame, live the life of a pimp in the square world? I ain't gonna even say a lame. How can a normal man live the life of a pimp in the world? What I mean by that is the similarities, the way you interact with women. You see a pimp, he got a whole bunch of women, and they all love his energy. They don't love him, they love his energy. And he love them, but not like a square love a woman. He don't love them to the point where a part of him gonna die if she leave. Now, a part of his pocket gonna die if she leave, but a part of his life, a part of his manhood ain't gonna leave him because a woman decides she wants to go somewhere. And the difference between a pimp and the average man out here, the pimp always leave the door open for the return of a hoe, because when she come back, she got to come back and she got to do right. She got to show something. She got to show that she's sorry. She can't just say what these bras be saying to these squares, I'm sorry, baby. No, she got to show it with her actions. She got to show it with her action and bring the satisfaction of what her purse packing. You understand what I'm saying? Now let me tell you like this here, man. It's a hard life as a pimp, because you got these women around you, and you got to wrap your mind around the concept that every day When your woman ain't around you, she's going out having sex with other men, with multiple men. And you can't look at her like she nasty. You can't hold it against her. You got to accept her, and you got to make her feel like she's still a very valuable woman to you, because you want her to keep going out doing what she's doing. Now that's why so many men out here in this world can't handle that. I mean, being a man out here ain't gonna be able to handle that thing because it's just a little bit too raw. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get into this thing, man. Now, you got to understand this, man. When we talk about having multiple women, I'm gonna tell you the key to this thing. You see, in the pimp world, there ain't no boundaries. You got multiple women. All of these rules don't even apply to the pimp world. Only about 4 of these rules is from the pimp world. The rest of these is things that only apply to the square world, man. You understand what I'm saying? Now, number one is this. Each woman you have, let's say you got 3 women. Each woman you have has to serve a different purpose. See, in the pimp world, all the women serve one person to go out there and get the bag. That's it. That's her only purpose. Go out there and get the bag. And whatever other information she got in her head, however pimp can benefit from it, that's how he benefit from it. But her sole purpose, she ain't even on the team if she ain't going out there figuring out a way to get the green. And it don't matter if a pimp has sex with all these women. He does. And some pimps do, some pimps don't. I've known pimps who ain't never had sex with none of these women. But then I know pimps, man, who were kind of tender swipe, so they had sex all the time with all these women. Now let me tell you this. In the square world, each woman has to serve a different purpose. That's how you eliminate the competition, see? What you don't want to happen is women to be competing in a way that doesn't benefit you, from a vindictive spirit. Now, if women out there on the track and they competing to go get that money, or women up there in that shake joint and they competing to get them boys to toss that money and take them to them private rooms in the back, then yeah, that's something totally different. But in the square world, you ain't getting no money out your women like that. They don't have the mindset to go get it and drop it off. Now, don't get me wrong. You can have 1 or 2 that'll get it and drop it off, but it's hard in the real world to maintain that because these women got to go to work to make their money. You understand what I'm saying? It's a different life, a different set of standards. Now, the difference is all of them got to serve a different purpose, but only one of them can be there solely for the purpose of sex. You can only have one woman in your life, and all you get from her is sex. Only one. Because if you got more than that, you're going to turn into a cum freak. You're going to turn into a what I call a male body slut. That's what you're going to turn into. Every time a body come around you, you turn into a little puppy. So you can only have one woman around you that's solely for sex. Now, am I saying you don't have sex with the other ones? If you want to, do, but you ain't got to. Because I'm going to tell you like this. In the square world, there's other tools you can use to put your hooks in women, like the whole friendship thing, the whole, you're down for me, your whole, I don't want to cross that line with you. There's certain things you can tell a woman in the square world that just ain't gonna work in the life, man. And that's one of them. You can play the friendship role. Hey, man, I'd have had a woman around me, man, that'll give me her kidney, man, and I ain't never touched her once. Never touched her once. See, when you start to understand that the energy is what it is, then you start to realize that dealing with a woman is less of an outer body experience more than it is an inner body experience. You understand? When you know how to connect to a woman's mental load just through her eyes, just through eye contact, then you turn into something else. And that's something that everybody that's in the game, if you in the game now, if you been in the game, Bishop Dunn One still got this right now. He could get in a woman's head by looking in her eyes. You understand what I'm saying? There's a such thing, man, as transferring your thoughts to a woman's head without you ever speaking a word, man. Now, that's a little bit deeper than I'm going to get today. But I guarantee you, there's somebody on this platform, man, that can agree and tell you more in depth. And they probably got some videos on their channel now that tell you something more about it. I ain't going to get into it right now. I like to serve it up, man, on a level that everybody can digest. Now, another thing is this, man. They all got to know their purpose. You can't have a woman out here trying to give you things that don't mean nothing to you. In the pimp game, you ain't got to worry about that. The woman knows she got to come break the bread. You know what I'm saying? She know she got to come and drop paper off. In the square world, she ain't got to do that. There's a whole lot of things that the square world done told a woman is valuable. See, all those things are valuable in the square world to women. And to some of you men, y'all value it too. But when you from the life, you got inexperience in the life, you don't even think about a woman not having no bodies on her. Because in the life, you want her to go get some bodies on her. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reality of it. If she ain't getting no bodies on her in the life, she's worthless. And I'll be the first to tell you, man, it's a blessing for me to transition from that life into this one, because I'm going to tell you the truth, man. Be honest with you. I'd be a sucker for a woman too, man, who said, hey, I'm a virgin. Right now, I ain't. I just ain't no sucker for her. Now, will I give her a little bit more value as opposed to being a square woman that's worth having? Yeah, I probably would. But it ain't gonna be no thing where I'm gonna put her on a pedestal above the rest of the world. Hey, man, I'm too scarred to be thinking from that perspective, man. I've seen too many things happen. I've experienced too many things, man, to fall into that, man. See what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it. So they all got to know their purpose, but understand they not your only woman. See, if you're a player, let me tell you the difference between a player and a Mac. A player plays games. He plays games. He got multiple women, but don't none of them know about the other. He telling them all that they his girl. Man, let me tell you how hard it is to maintain a lie like that. You got to go act like all these women is your only woman while you got multiple women. Do you know how difficult and stressful that is, man? And the only thing you stressing yourself out for is some sex. Because I'm going to tell you one thing about a player. If that's the way you play the game, then you taking care of all them women, man. And that ain't got nothing to do with the ism right there. You taking care of each and every one of them like they're your woman. And then you got all these other women that you got to take care of too, man. What that is the difference between a pimp and a simp. You going at it from a simp perspective. Because let me tell you one thing the pimpin' don't do. Now the pimpin' might tell a broad a lie, but it ain't going to be no lie about her being the only one. A pimpin' may pull a broad leg, but it ain't going to be pulling her leg that she the only one. You understand? Pimpin' might manipulate a broad's mind and may have her believe something that ain't true, but that truth that he trying to make her believe ain't gonna never be that she his only woman. Matter of fact, if you pimping and you got a woman thinking that she your only woman, you trying to get her and you ain't got no other women, you ain't finna get her either 9 times out of 10. Now see, I'm gonna tell you the way this thing go, man. We gonna talk about it in some way that a lot of men ain't gonna understand, but we gonna talk about it in some way that every man can digest. You understand what I'm saying? You can eat it even if you don't understand the ingredients. It still tastes good and it goes down the throat and the palate real well, man. And no aftertaste from this, man. Ain't no burning in the chest or nothing. This goes down smooth, man. And I'm gonna tell you this too as well, man. Only one chick can be designated as your main chick. You see, letting them all know that they ain't your only chick is just part of the battle. Now, here we get into a sticky part of this situation, man, where only one can be designated to be your main chick. But now somebody asked me, do you have to tell them all that who your main chick is? Hey man, you ain't got to tell none of them about each other. See, the difference between this, unless you have elevated to the point in the game where you can have these multiple women all cohabitating with you, and I'm gonna be honest with you, very few men can do that. Even wealthy men can't do that. And that's why I use Hugh Hefner picture as the thumbnail for this joint, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. And somebody might ask me, well, how come you didn't use a black man? Because ain't no black man in the history of the world that done that on a legitimate level. You see what I'm saying? Hugh Hefner is the only man I've ever known who did what he did on a legitimate level, who did it on a level where he could be upfront and open about all them young chicks around him like that. You understand? Who was a young man flying in a private jet with his company logo on it. I ain't seen nobody else do it like that. So you can say what you want to say. We can get into race if you want to. But if I had to pick a black man who's done that on a legitimate level now, on a legitimate level, I can't find one. Let me tell you what they do. When they get money, they go try to marry one woman. Hugh Hefner, man, until the day he died, man, had women funneling in and out there, man, bad young tenders. Now, of course, it got to a point where I think he was doing more paying than he was doing laying, but hey, man, that's a part of life. If you 80, 90 years old and you want to deal with young tenders, you're going to do some paying. You're going to break some bread, man. That's just the reality of it. If you think you ain't going to break no bread, man, you 70, 80, 90 years old, you still dealing with chicks, man, in their 20s, man, you lying to yourself. And that's why men get older. If you a broke old man, you ain't getting no loving from nowhere, man. You might as well hang it up. That's why I say, man, get to your money. See, let me tell you a key part of this, man. When you designate that one chick as your main chick, she understands the responsibility that comes with that. You understand? She understands the responsibility that comes with that. And when you do that, you got to let the other ones know that they not in that position. You can't have no woman thinking she's in a position that she's not in. And you may say, well, that's part of the game, BoA. That's part of, hey man, we ain't talking about game right here. We talking about control. When you in control, you ain't got to play no games, man. Game is for cats that ain't in control. When you in the life and you talk about game, we talking about the game. We ain't talking about what we say to women. What we say to women is just information that you share with women. Young cats that ain't in the game start calling what a pimp say to a woman game. We don't spit game. Game is a noun, man. It's what the environment is. The environment is the game, man. And you don't get in the game by spitting game. You get in the game by being raw. You get in the game by being thorough. You get in the game by having your jewels and tools in order. You get in the game, man, by being ready to slaughter somebody's daughter. You understand what I'm saying? Mentally, I mean, and physically if you have to. So we talking about a totally different life, man, that a lot of men don't understand. That's why I made a differentiation between living the pimp life in the pimp world and living the pimp life in the square world. In the square world, it's a whole lot more rules, but it's a whole lot easier to do because women in the square world have a mindset of independence anyway, so you can maintain 3, 4, 5 women in different spots. And if you really get into the money, you can maintain 3, 4, 5, 6 women in different cities, different states. You understand what I'm saying? As long as only one of them think she your main chick. You understand what I'm saying? And even with that, you ain't got to have one that thinks she your main chick. You can have all of them just playing a position in your life. And the thing is, all you got to do is be you and be raw and be true. And I'm going to tell you, every time I go around a woman, I'm going to bring an energy to her life that she can't get nowhere else. So even if she don't see me but once every other month, when that time comes once every other month, hey man, it's going to be the best time of her year. You understand what I'm saying? Every time I show up, you know what I'm saying, everything she feel about me gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna multiply time 10 every time pimping come in. And I'm letting you know, man, what the real deal is. Now it sound like I'm talking from TV, but I ain't never been on TV, man. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you from the reality of life right here. Now another thing I'm gonna tell you is this, man. The other women got to know they not in that position, just like the main chick got to know that's her position. And let me tell you why. In the square world, women's expectations are based on the position you put them in. If you notice, if you kicking it with a chick, the very moment you say, okay, I'm dating you exclusively, her expectations for what you gonna give her change. If you tell a woman, if you ask a broad to marry you and you put a ring on her finger, her expectations for what you giving her changes. See what I'm saying? When you tell a woman, hey, let's cohabitate, I want you to come live with me and be my girlfriend, my live-in girlfriend. Using that term girlfriend automatically changes her expectations of what you gonna give her in that. Now notice I ain't never said once what your expectation from her is. Women don't upgrade their expectations. They're what they think you expect from them. They feel like they've done well enough. If you put them in another position, you got to let her know that now that you're in this position, there's a different level of expectations for you now. What you did to get in this position ain't going to keep you in this position. Because if you don't do that, man, you find yourself putting a woman in the position and her energy and effort start to go so low, and then you done tied yourself up to one woman, man. Let me tell you something, man. The only problem with tying yourself to one woman, man, is one woman is going to get comfortable and complacent, and she ain't gonna put herself in the right position to do the things that she need to do, man, to keep you wanting her in that position. See what I'm saying? So women's expectations are based on the position you put them in. So you got to make sure when you put her in a position that she's in it to win it, and you got to make sure that if she ain't in that position, she knows it. And that's the bottom line, man. Now, another thing I'm going to tell you like this. So you may say, now, Dr. BoA, how do you manage all these women? If you're a busy man and you manage all these women, you got too much time on your hand. Now, if you're a man and you always taking these broads on dates, you got too much time on your hand. Let me tell you how you do this, man. The same way the rest of your life is, you got to have a hard schedule of quality time interaction with these broads, and you got to stick to it. You understand? I say again, you got to have a hard schedule of quality time interaction with all these bras, and you got to stick to it. Now that means if she misses her scheduled time, she got to wait till it come back again. You see what I'm saying? You got to plot your life in a planner, man, and you got to look at interacting with these women as a part of business. And you have to look at this and say, okay, You know how you go to work and you take an hour lunch, and then you take a break here, and then you take a break there? That's how you got to do these women, man. You got to look at them as a part of your schedule that you plot in to take some time off, because you don't want to be working while you're with your bras, man. You got to keep that. You got to keep the essence of your energy, man, your alpha energy, the ism in her head at all times, man. And I'm going to tell you like this. The reason why it benefits you so much to not cohabitate with her, because if you dropping this on her all the time, man, it'll drive her crazy. I ain't lying to you, man. You put this pimping on a woman's head all the time, man, it's gonna drive her nuts. She ain't gonna be able to deal with it. She gonna start wanting you to be around all the time. She gonna start not understanding her possession, her position. And let me tell you something. She gonna start thinking that her position is of possession. I say again, she gonna start thinking her position is of possession, and then she gonna start trying to change the rules of the game on you, man. And then you gonna have to cut her loose. Now, ain't nothing wrong with having to cut a bra loose. If you got to cut her, you cut her. You know what I'm saying? Hell, man, I ain't talking about, hey, man, don't waste no time. If you got to cut her, you cut her like melted butter. That's what you got to do. But I'm gonna tell you like this: why do that intentionally? You understand? If you're trying to build a team, why cut her intentionally? Why put her in a position intentionally? Why you got to cut her? That means you intentionally wasted a whole bunch of time putting her in that position, man. So let me tell you this, man. When you set that hard schedule, you got to let them know that schedule. And that way, and you got to stick to it now. You can't be so caught up on the broad that if she miss her schedule, you try to schedule her in for a time that ain't hers, because then you throw your whole life off schedule. And one thing you can't ever do as a man is throw your life off schedule for a broad. Because I'm going to tell you this, a focused broad ain't going to throw her life off schedule for you. And if you a focused man, you ain't got time to throw your life off schedule, man, for the pleasure or company of no broad. So I'm gonna tell you like this here, man. If she miss her time on that schedule, you gotta make sure that she shit out of luck, man. She gotta wait till it come back again. So whether than her seeing you every 2 months, now it's gonna be 4 months before she see you again. And you know what that's gonna make her do? That's gonna make her make sure she clear off that schedule for you whenever you got to go through that. And that represents power for you. You understand what I'm saying? That represents power for you. This is the same principle as a pimp showing up on the strip, man, when it's time to check the trap, and he show up and his chick already know what she coming to the car for. She know what time it is. She know what she got to do. You understand what I'm saying? And then you get to the point, man, where you real experienced in the game. Your chicks know, man, when they come through the door, don't say I love you, don't say I miss you, don't say nothing. Come through the door. Let's take care of this business first. And that's what you got to have chicks doing, man. You understand? And then you put that chick in a position where anytime you reprimand a woman, man, that woman gonna come around on the backside and try to fix what she did wrong. But the thing is, you gotta reprimand her. Problem with many of you boys, y'all can't reprimand these chicks, man. And when I say reprimand her, I don't mean you got to put hands on them. I don't mean you got to do none of that. You got to take away from her what she loves the most. It's like a child. If a child like to play video games on their phone, they get in trouble at school, you take the phone. That's how you got to do these broads, man. She loves your company. She loves your energy. What you got to do, man, is starve her out. And you may say, well, man, she might go get sex from somebody else. Hey, man, she might get sex from somebody else anyway. This what you got to wrap your mind around, man. You got to wrap your mind around the concept. It's niggas who live with their woman every day, and twice a week she going to get her back beat out by somebody else. You understand? It's niggas, man, that don't even know their brother that's living in their house with them is knocking the brakes off their chick every time they leave out to go to work, man. So you can't be worrying about what no woman doing, and you got a stable of women, man. You got to let her do what she gonna do. You just make sure you do the thing you gonna do. That's why you out here knocking off these bras unprotected, man. Ain't strapping up your Jimmy, man, when you go swimming. Let me tell you something, man. You taking a chance out here. Anything could happen, man. You saying, well, she could do anything. Any woman could be doing anything, man. See, the problem with you cats, you try to act like there's a certain position or a certain mindset that a woman can have that's gonna change the way she is. Hey, man, let me tell you something. And this real talk. I want everybody to listen to this. I don't care who your woman is. If she see a man and she attracted to him and she want to cut him, she gonna cut him. If she see a man and she attracted to him and she want to get him brain, she gonna get him brain. If she see a man and she attracted to him and she want to give him your money, she gonna give him your money. Ain't nothing you can do about that. A woman gonna do what she want to do, man. The bottom line is you got to be the coldest cat that she ever come across, so things like that don't cross her mind. Let me tell you what the bottom line of the ism is. Your broad see other men. She compare them men to you, and she see that she got the best thing going. You understand? Now, in the square world, it's a whole lot easier to separate yourself in the square world. In the life, there's a whole bunch of men out there, a whole bunch of pimps out there, man, getting it. There's a whole bunch of them getting it. So it's harder to differentiate yourself, man, because if you riding a Bentley and I'm riding a Bentley, guess what? We both look like money to a broad. But out here in this world, in society, in the square world, everybody live the same type of life. Everybody got the same type of goals. Everybody got the same type of outlook. You understand? Everybody views things as the same, and they view the same things as good and the same things as bad. They view the same things as positive. They view the same things as negative. They view the same things as successful. They view the same things as unsuccessful. That's why Mercedes-Benz and BMW and all these car dealerships, these foreign overpriced vehicles is selling so many vehicles. You got people that's working and grinding, and the first thing they think about when they make more money is what they can buy to look like they make more money. That ain't nothing. Because in the square world, the women getting money too. So what differentiates you from a woman in a Benz when all you doing is driving a Benz as well? It's a whole lot easier in the square world, man, to separate yourself from everybody else, because all you gotta do is keep it true to yourself, and a woman ain't never seen that. She used to boys keeping it true to what society tells them is real, man. And then you gotta understand this as well, man. You have to designate and cultivate the significance of the position you put her in, and her feeling of being appreciated for being dedicated to the position she's been appropriated. You understand what I'm saying? These are the type of things you have to do, man. I say again, you have to designate the significance of the position you put in, and you have to cultivate her feeling of being appreciated for being dedicated to the position she's been appropriated. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you have to do. A woman has to be led into accepting the truth about her life. A woman has to be led into accepting the value she provides in the situation. A woman has to be led in accepting the fact that she doesn't provide value in the situation. I guess what I'm saying, man, is a woman has to be led. You understand what I'm saying? A woman has to be led. A woman who's being led is going to be well fed. A woman without a leader is like a bottom feeder. I say again, a woman who's being led is going to be well fed. A woman without a leader is like a bottom feeder. You understand what I'm saying? That's the difference right there. You got a bunch of women out here that living their life, doing what they want to do, but they ain't being led. So you see them, they look like money, they sound like money, but you understand that their life is in turmoil for real, man. Next thing you got to understand is this, man. You can't live this life if you're a freak for pleasure. If every time you see a broad, all you think about is how you could dive into her, man, how you can get off on her. If that's the first thing to come to your mind, this life ain't for you, man. Because you can't live this life, man, because the women gonna control you with their sex. And if you being controlled with sex, man, you can't control yourself. I say again, if you being controlled with sex, you can't control yourself. And if you can't control yourself, somebody else in control of you. This shit is about control, man. This is about a man being in control of what he's doing in his life and how he's living his life, man. You understand? It ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. This is it, man. And let me tell you another thing, man, about being a little freak for pleasure, man. Women know when they got control of you. See, that's what a lot of men out here don't understand. When a woman controls you sexually, she already knows it. Even before you know it. A woman can tell by the sounds you make when you having sex with her, man. A woman can tell by the energy you put off when you having sex with her. You understand what I'm saying? There are some noises a man can make that are dominating, that are domineering. There are other noises a man can make that let a woman know, man, that she's giving him more pleasure than he's ever felt in his life. And I'm going to be honest with you. We all have that experience at some point in our life, man, where a woman giving us the greatest pleasure we ever had. But goddamn, man, if you're a grown man, you should have had that already. A woman knows for a fact, man, when she got you right where she wants you. You understand what I'm saying? So things like, man, not allowing a woman to perform as well as she thinks she's performing are key, man, to these type of situations. You got to put a woman in a situation where she feel like nothing she does is quite all the way right. You understand what I'm saying? Everything she does, she has to feel like she almost got it, but not quite. So she got to work on it some more. You know what I'm saying? She got to work on it a little bit more. She thought she has it, but she quite didn't. Man, let me tell you the type of things I do, man. Let me tell you something. Man, I be getting brain from a chick, man, and it'll be like some amazing brain, man, and the type of things that my body does when I'm getting pretty close in a minute there, when she ain't got long to go. These type of things start taking place, man, and then I just cut it off. I'll cut off the energy attachment to what she's doing. And while she's doing it, man, I'll just get semi-erect on her, man. And everything she was just doing that were working so well, in her mind, it ain't working no more. And then I watch her go into a panic and start trying all type of shit that serves my purpose of turning me off even more. Because now she's going into a panic. She's going from, let me tell you something, the worst state a woman can be in is to go from totally relaxed to immediately panicked. Boy, you talking about some fun shit to watch? Boy, you'll have a blast if you're watching that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're going to have a blast watching that because she's going to go into panic mode and start throwing out all the stops and doing all type of things, man. And before long, you're just looking at her like, man, this chick here, she going crazy down there. And the whole time, and the number one question you want her to ask is, what's wrong? Bam. You got her. You want women to use words like wrong. What's wrong? What did I do wrong? Did I do anything wrong? You want her to use words like wrong. Because if you got her using words like wrong, then she ain't gonna never be trying to place no demands on you. The last thing a woman wanna do is fail at a relationship. Any relationship. If it's just a sexual relationship, she don't wanna sell them. You know what I'm saying? She don't wanna fail at it. If it's a full-fledged intimate relationship, man, she don't wanna fail at it. If it's a friendship, she don't wanna fail at it. Women hate to fail at relationships because they respond in their lives, in their mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. You know, they respond to interactions with people. You understand? They respond to positive interactions with people, and they hate to be the one to make the interaction fail. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the reality of it, man. You got to maintain the pole position in this situation. Now, there's two ways to maintain the pole position. Now, the pole position is the number one spot in racing. So if you watch a NASCAR race, whichever car is in the front is in the pole position. So you got to stay at the forefront of the scenario. You got to always lead this situation and rule it with an iron fist. You understand? And never let a woman dictate any change in the dynamic between you and her. You understand? If you let a woman change the dynamic between you and her, that change is going to be an energy shift that's going to reflect in your relationship with the other women. If you give one woman too much power, then you're going to be disempowered. You're going to lose some power. And that loss of power ain't just going to be with her. It's going to be a total power loss. And when you deal with the other women, some of that power going to be gone with them too. They going to notice it. Let me tell you what happened when you deal with a woman from a position of low confidence. You start to doubt yourself. And so the confident way you approach those other women whenever you deal with them is going to be gone. Because you know what you're going to need? Y'all listen closely to me, man. What you're going to need is you're going to need validation from them to get yourself back up to where you were in the power struggle, because you done gave this other woman too much power. Now you're going to go to all of them. And see, let me tell you a thing. They don't know how to give you that type of validation because you ain't never let them know how to give it to you, because you ain't never needed it. And when they were giving it to you in the beginning, trying to gas you up and tell you the type of thing that women say to impress a man, you were shooting them all down, letting them know that that ain't how they get tight with you. So now here you are giving power to one woman. Now you're going to the other women, giving them power, because anytime a woman feels needed, subconsciously it empowers her. It makes her feel like she got a stronger foothold in the scenario, man. And anytime a woman feels like she's got a stronger foothold in the scenario, you can't convince her that she don't. You just can't let it take place. Once she plant her feet on the spot, you can't tell her that spot ain't what she think it is. Women have one-track minds when it come to power and control, man. That's why I don't deal with feminist women, man. If she's feminist, she ain't gonna never be non-feminist. She ain't gonna never accept that feminism is crazy. She ain't gonna never accept that the feminist outlook is the least productive outlook for her as a woman in this particular society. She ain't gonna never accept that. When a woman plant her feet in a position of power, even if it's just power in her mind, she ain't gonna never in a million years believe that that position ain't the power. Because you know what the power is? It's something she feels, man. She feels it. You can't take power from somebody once they feel it. And that woman you gave the power to, you got to cut her off. You ain't going to never be able to get that power back from her. Let me tell you two things women ain't going to give you back. They ain't going to give you back power you give them, and they ain't going to give you back your balls if you give them to them. Women don't give balls back, man. They put them somewhere. Put them away. You can't reach them. And I ain't telling you no lie about this, man. And the second thing, the second way you play the pole position, you got to always make sure it's clear that you the only wood chopper in this scenario. What I'm saying is you the only one in this scenario with a dick, man. Ain't nobody else got one. Man, you play that position that way. You let ain't no woman should ever feel like, man, she could try you or test you in a disrespectful way. Of course, women gonna push the envelope to see what they can get. You give them an inch, they gonna try to get two. But I'm talking about talking to you in a disrespectful way, interacting with you in a disrespectful way, standing up to your masculinity like she a man as well. You can't allow those things to happen, man. So this is the part of this thing that most of square men in this square society get caught up in. They get caught up in this, man. They get caught up in thinking that at some point the woman has earned the right to be an equal. You can never allow yourself to believe that a woman has earned the right to be your equal. And some of these boys out here tell you, well, if she making her own money, then she equal. See, any man who tells you that is a beta male simp mangina. You understand what I'm saying? He ain't a man you should listen to. That boy lost, man. That boy there lost. He probably married and got a wife he ain't telling y'all about right now. See what I'm saying? Any man who tells you that anything a woman can do makes her equal to you. Hey, I was talking to a chick, man, earlier, man, and she told me, man, so something we were talking about, man, and she said, well, that means that you're better than me? Man, that means you're better than me? I said, come on, shawty. I'm better than you simply because I'm a man. The lowest man is above the highest woman. And that's the reality of the world, man. I don't care what nobody say. You understand? See, we live in a society where you live in this square world, man. You start thinking from the perspective of a society that's dominated by a system that only wants to funnel Federal Reserve notes into your brain to make you think you got some money when what you got is a Federal Reserve note that don't mean nothing. It's a society that's based on deceit, deception, in any way that it can deceive you to make you feed into its processes and its goals. That's what it does. And that's the same thing that happens when a woman is told that, hey, if I go make my own money, I'm equal to a man. If I pay my own bills, I'm equal to a man. If I take care of my children by myself, I'm equal to a man. As a matter of fact, I'm above a man. Because man can't take care of his children by himself. They tell themselves anything in this world, man, tell themselves that they're above you. And that's why most niggas out here is trying to be a one-woman man while the woman got a stable. You understand? Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right here, man, that's going to, and if some women hear this, man, they're going to feel some kind of way about it. Because I'm about to open up a can of worms on some game here, man. Your woman has got other men. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you think. Your woman has got other men. Now, like I said in number one, all these women ain't got to be for sex, and all the men your woman got ain't for sex. But she got other men already. If she got a job, she got a man at work. Maybe more than one, but she got men at work. See what I'm saying? Anytime a woman is willing to manipulate the fact that a man wants her and use that to her advantage, she's treating him like her man. That's what she do to your ass. See what I'm saying? That's exactly what she do to your ass, man. She uses you because she knows you care about her. She knows you has feelings for her, and so she uses you based on that. She gets things from you that she can't get from a man that doesn't have feelings for her, that doesn't have a desire for her. And that's the same thing she does at work. If your woman goes to church, there's at least one man at that church that'll do in it. He'll drink her bath water if she'll just run it and get in it and wash her ass in it. He'll drink it when she get out of it. Don't matter. She can go to the gym and he'll still drink her bath water. She can have bunions on her feet and he'll drink out of her glass slipper. You understand what I'm saying? Because he likes her and he wants her. And at some point, your woman capitalizes on that. So that's another man she got. There's some old perverted dude in her family that like her more than he should because they related. And she uses him because of that. He may be the uncle that comes over there and cut y'all grass all the time and don't never charge. He ain't doing that because he don't want to charge. Y'all got a big ass yard. He doing that because he's sweet on his niece, man. You got to understand these things go on, and I'm going to tell you how I know because I've seen all these things on multiple occasions. These ain't things I've seen once, man. So you got to understand, everywhere your woman go, man, she got a man there. Anywhere she frequents regularly, she's got a man there. If your woman is on Instagram and there's one man that comments on all her photos, I guarantee you that nigga's probably sending her some money. If a man is sending your woman money, that's her man. I'm talking about sending her money regularly. If a man is regularly sending your woman money, that's her man. See, you ain't got to believe that because you thinking from a square mind. But I try to give y'all this ism so you can think with the ism. You ain't got to go get into life, man. But you got to take that information from the ism and you got to come in here and apply it to your life, man. Because it applies to all women. It's just a different game. In the game, in the life, women are upfront about who they are. You know all these things about women. You know everything there is to know about women. Because women are upfront. Women accept their role in that environment. But in this particular environment right here in the square world, women are shunned from being who they are. You understand? I was having a talk with a chick, man, and I had to explain to her that she has hoe tendencies. And there ain't nothing wrong with hoe tendencies. The majority of women have hoe tendencies. Now let me tell you something. The difference between a woman who has hoe tendencies and a freak hoe is a woman, the freak hoe has hoe tendencies and she experiences those hoe tendencies and exposes them to everybody. See what I'm saying? That's what she does. But the woman who has hoe tendencies can be a hoe just to one man. That don't make her less of a woman. That don't make her not an amazing woman. That actually makes her a pretty good woman when she can narrow down her whole tendencies and let them all show to one man. But she gotta let them show. So you got a bunch of women who ain't got no opportunity to show their whole tendencies, man. They show them online. They ain't getting the satisfaction from showing them in the real world, so they show them online. You understand? If your woman has any interaction with another man that's similar to the interaction she'd have with her man, then that's her man. That's the bottom line, man. And I ain't making nothing up, man. I'm telling you how it is. And anybody that don't agree with this is just a lame-o. That's the bottom line. The last thing I'm gonna tell you about this here, man, and this is the reality about this scenario. If you ain't getting no paper, I'm talking about some substantial paper. If you ain't getting no substantial paper, you can forget this lifestyle. Unless you got a team full of scallywags, baby mamas, or crackheads. You can forget this lifestyle. This lifestyle is for men that's getting money. Now, not every man that's getting money can do this. This lifestyle is for men who got that right charisma, who got that right flair, who got that right mindset. This lifestyle don't work if you ain't alpha with money. You got to be an alpha male with plenty of money to make this work. I don't care how alpha you are. If you ain't got no money, you can't make this work. I don't care how much money you got. If you ain't alpha, you can't make this work. You see, the opposite of this is a millionaire that's married to one broad. You a millionaire and you got one woman? Let's think about the logic of that, man. You a millionaire or a billionaire with one woman? Wait a minute, I didn't hear that right. I couldn't have said that. There's no way that's going on in this world. A billionaire with one woman? No, that ain't going on out here, man. They telling us lies. They telling us, man, Jeff Bezos, man, that he wasn't married to that woman, man. That's his sister, man. They got to split it. They daddy died and left it to him. They got to split it. Ain't no way in hell Jeff Bezos worth $137 billion and he married. Ain't no way. I can't believe it. Bill Gates, ain't no way in hell Bill Gates married, man. He can't be. He a billionaire. How in the hell you married and you a billionaire? Nigga, how in the hell you married and you 100,000 now? Don't make no sense to me, man. See what I'm saying? You got to understand this, man. And a lot of time, these boys, man, they lack so much game. Let me tell you how throwed it is with these boys, man. How they lack so much charisma and flair and alpha energy. These same boys, man, they be going to these other countries, man, and they have these places, man. They go to these fly hotels, man, that's made especially for these. Can't nobody else afford them, and they go in there, man, and they have girls in that country, man, already set their farm. So they go to. That's what Jerry Jones got caught up in. Not Jerry Jones, but Robert Kraft. The New England Patriots billionaire owner. That's what Robert Kraft got caught up in down there in Florida. Going to these places that's set up for these billionaire boys, clubs, cats to come and get their rocks off for pay because they ain't gamed up enough to get no real broad. You understand what I'm saying? They married, man. Let me tell you, these married dudes, man, they ain't out there fucking no hoes and like that. They ain't out there just kicking it in other countries out in the open like that because people know who they are. And if you get back, that woman they got gonna divorce them and get what they got. They know it, man. Same thing happened with Jeff Bezos. That chick he was knocking down, he was knocking her down while he was married, man. His old lady found out and it was time to get out of that thing. These boys go places where they can discreetly get their rocks off and do that. And I'm going to tell you why it is, man. because they ain't got no woman in their life who serves that purpose. And it's a tough thing. You got to be alpha to be able to deal with a woman outside of being a trick and have her willing to serve that purpose in your life and shut up and play her role and keep her position to herself. See what I'm saying? Let me tell you something else, man. And this is real talk. I had a cat come in on a comment, and he did a whole soliloquy about, Bill Gates is alpha and, blah, blah, blah is alpha because they changed the world. Hey, let me tell you, beta male, simp man, Johnny motherfucker, something, man. You don't understand the way this world functions. You don't understand that certain people are going to get in certain positions, not because they lucked up and got there or because they built themselves up to get there. It's because they were already pre-positioned and predisposed to be in the positions they in. What are the chances of a college dropout becoming a billionaire owner of Microsoft? That boy was chosen while he was in college. See, a lot of these boys don't know what's going on around here, and I'm going to tell you, if you ain't at a certain level, my channel ain't for you, and I'm going to make sure I get you off of it. You can listen, but you can't talk. So anyway, man, let's go ahead and get ready to slide up out this thing, man. We've been in here, and we've been in here chilling for a minute, man, so let's get ready to slide up out this thing, man. Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this real shit. And as always, alphas up, betas down. Peace.